So personally, my
Yeah,
personal experience with the horror genre, I don't love the horror genre. That
of
being
course.
said, I respect the horror genre. And the
Yeah.
reason I respect it is because there are many times where you're in a situation just like what I said, where you know what's going to happen, but at the same time, you are still so almost like emotionally used by the movie that it still gets you.
Hmm.
Even if it's a jump scare or it's some other scare or whatever it's doing, it's like it bypasses the mental circuitry, the logical circuitry in your brain, and hits you right at the emotional point and just shakes you like a bag of coins, right?
And that's the thing, that's the allure of horror movies for me, is because it bypasses your logic by
Hmm.
presenting, and there's multiple ways you can do this, but most of the time it's by being somewhat grounded in something realistic, be it the setting or the characters. And then you
Hmm.
feel for the characters, and then when things start to happen, it's not like you're fearing for your life. You're not in the
No.
movie, but you're fearing for the characters' lives, because you've gotten to feel as the characters feel for them in whatever method they use.
Right.
But that's also another thing that the horror movie genre, I think, has going for it, but is also its hardest um, sort of hurdle to get through. Is fear is subjective. Fear is subjective. People are afraid of different things. So how can you make a movie and call it a horror movie if you're trying to shoehorn what you think people are going to be afraid of into it? And it's difficult because some movies just straight up aren't scary because I don't fear those things.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I I sort of agree with you. So I
The
think that okay. Finish your thought, and then I'll
the
say
way
my.
it works is
Uh-huh.
it doesn't have to only go by your fears. It has to go
Right.
by how the character perceives the thing that is
Right.
causing them fear. And
Hmm.
that's the thing, is you have to make it well enough to where you can um I'm trying to remember, suspend your disbelief
Right. Exactly right.
as
Yep.
the character does.
Yep.
As the character lives in their reality, you have to suspend your disbelief to accept and do more than just accept, but feel for that character in the way that you would also pick up on their fears. Because I
Right.
think the most hilarious thing to say about the horror movie genre as a whole is that it has the biggest grip and use and manipulation of human empathy. And I think that's hilarious because so do
Uh,
sociopaths.
that's a
Uh,
wonderful note.
but that's
Um,
that's ultimately, like, in the film, that's how it works. You're
right.
using empathy, you're the empathizing with the character, and that's
Hmm.
how we start to take on their fears. I didn't fear for myself in this movie when I first watched it. I feared for
Right.
the characters, and that got kind of scary because if
Hmm.
that's true for the movie and the concept is a little weird, suddenly a dude's head splits open. You're like, this is not part of the rules. What do I do with this?
No, and that's. I think you hit it right on the head because there are and the relative amount I think that those scares will affect you
Mm-hmm.
is definitely proportional, like you said, to how how much you are actually maybe scared of those things in real life, right?
Yeah.
So a giant spider showing up in a playtest during the Black Mirror episodes might not
Yeah.
be scared of you if you're not scared of spiders, but
Yep.
if you get engaged with the character and care emotionally what happens to them because you have this
Mm-hmm.
empathy for where they're at, then you're going to at least feel some sort of fear for them because you know they are scared of the spider,
Yeah.
and that's
Exactly.
what's important. So no, I thought I would disagree with you, but after explaining it, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
You honestly hit the nail on the head on that one.